Right, so I've shaped the front part. I'm actually quite happy with that. I've still got a little bit of lumps and bumps from the chatter when I was turning. I'm going to start on this one now. I'm, again, not sure how it's going to develop, but I think my first idea is I might make it come out slightly wider and then taper back off. What I'll do after that is I'll probably start to glass paper it up so that it looks smoother and it's ready to finish. Okay. Again, as with the other piece, all I'm going to do is very gently start to remove this wood. I don't want to do something that looks completely different on the back end than it does on the front. In reality, what I could do is I could have exactly the same thing, but whether that would look nice or not, I don't know. A lot of turning, when you have a plan, that's a good thing, but sometimes it's just nice to see, as I said before, what develops, and sometimes it's good to throw your plans out, because as you're turning, something will suggest itself. Still slightly grabbing, so I probably have done to work ever so slightly more on the actual roundness of the material. That's quite a nice shape that's coming out, that concave shape. And just working down to that little silver piece in the middle, not going far too close because I don't want to start hitting that with a tool, but I do want that scoop shape. Problem is, again, as I said with the rest, because it's quite far away, we have to be slightly careful that we're not getting too much of a reach between the edge of the tool and the piece of wood. Now what I'm doing now is I'm resting my hand against the rest, and instead of moving the tool across, what I'm doing is I'm slightly pivoting the point of the tool using my thumb and forefinger as the pivot point, which should allow me to get that nice scoop shape. What I'm doing is just keeping an eye on the top so I can see clearly where that line is. That seems to be going quite nicely, actually. Might make that slightly a little bit longer. What I don't want is something that's uncomfortable to hold, so at various stages what I can do is just stop the machine, even remove the rest, and see how it feels in my hand, and make any adjustments later on. And again, we want something that not only looks good, so we're thinking about the form of the product, but we're also thinking about the function as well. It's no good having something that looks amazing and fantastic bit of ebony, and it's completely uncomfortable to hold. I certainly have pens like that you know, look the business, but when you actually come to hold them, it's very, very difficult. So I've got that kind of scoop shape there. What I'm going to try and do now is start bringing that back down to the end, just by beginning to remove that wood here and taper it off. I might try and scoop that out in the same way so it echoes the other shape. Rather than being a convex curve, keep it as a more concave shape. As you can see, what I'm doing is just taking more here, trying to keep the bit at the widest point untouched at the moment. Once I've done this, you can start to think about putting some markings on the wood, maybe using a different tool to actually put some lines in and purposely make some marks that look completely different to the actual turning. Obviously we'd need to use a different tool for that. Again, what I'm doing is I'm moving the tool across, but I'm also using my thumb and forefinger to act much more as a pivot. Obviously keeping the tool securely held. Okay, let's have a quick look at that. Now what we've got is we've actually got this nice shape here, and then we've scooped that out, and again there's still a little bit there that could do to be removed, and then we're tapering that down there. So what I'm going to do next is possibly just continue to work on this and then obviously start to shape that. I don't want exactly the same shape because I don't think it'd look very nice. I want this to try and be a little bit more tapered than that, so it's a little bit thinner.